Alright, this Saturday, the UFC is putting on a main event, Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov. And this is a fight that, let's be honest, nobody asked for. Literally, I don't think there's a single person on this planet that wanted this fight, but it's here. Why didn't they Paulo Costa fight Sean Strickland? He's supposed to be fighting Aliskerov in July. Don't know if that fight is even happening anymore, according to Paulo Costa. It's not, but yeah, welcome to the UFC, where none of these main events make sense anymore. But we're going to be talking about what my prediction is. And this fight, I think, is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people anticipate. This fight is truly 50-50. And there's a lot of things that we don't know going into this matchup, which I'm going to be breaking down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And we're trying to 20K by the end of the year. So if you guys can hit the subscribe button and help out, I would truly appreciate it. Anyway, guys, enough boring you. I know you guys always get sick of me, asking for subscribers. So let's just get into this video. All right, Sean Strickland coming off of that win against Nasruddin Imavov, which are we not going to talk about the fact that this is how he's rewarded for stepping in a week's notice right after a loss, literally a month after fighting when nobody else would. Instead of giving him like a high-ranked guy like a Dricus du Plessis for a #1 contenders fight, or a Paulo Costa who's going to be fighting Aliskerov maybe next month. I don't even know if that fight is taking place anymore, but that would have been a really cool main event that would have had a lot of fans hyped. But instead we get Abus Magomedov. Very strange, especially when you consider Abus has really one fight in the UFC, 25 seconds in UFC Paris 10 months ago. This is just lazy matchmaking from the UFC. And to me, before I go into the prediction, I honestly think they didn't have a fight for Sean Strickland, gave him a random name, expecting Sean to say no, and then Sean just said yes because Sean will fight literally anybody. Because remember, there were a lot of reports that Sean Strickland wanted to fight at 205 just to get a fight. So the UFC had trouble making fights with him, and now Abus Magomedov and Sean Strickland are going to be facing off. And like I said, there's only one fight in the UFC, so to really break down this fight, I had to go beyond the UFC. He did fight in the PFL, got knocked out brutally within a minute, which doesn't exactly look good on this main event, if we're going to be honest. Like, Dana White is kind of promoting this like this is a hot prospect, finally getting tested. But in reality, this isn't the case. This isn't a Khamzat Chimaev or a Shavkat Rakhmonov. This isn't like when Khamzat went and fought Gilbert Burns. It's more like Terrence McKinney fighting Islam Makhachev. And honestly, I feel like that's insulting Terrence McKinney. Because although, look, Abus does have skill, I'm not going to lie about that. It's just he hasn't proven himself. He hasn't really shown the ability to face the top of the division. And now you're giving him Sean Strickland, a guy who arguably beat Cannonier, school Jack Hermanson, beat Nasruddin Imavov earlier in the year. Like, to me, I don't know. I don't think this is how you should reward guys stepping in on short notice, but it is what it is. What am I supposed to do? Except break down the fight, which I'm going to do here, because honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen with this fight. I do have a prediction, of course, but Abus Magomedov, like I said, the guy, a lot of people might look at his last name and think, oh wow, this is a Russian guy. This is a guy that's going to be able to just destroy Sean Strickland. Don't be fooled, because the guy has holes in his games. Like I said, he's lost multiple times, and Sean Strickland isn't a slouch, and I think a lot of people underestimate Sean Strickland because we can't say, hey, Sean is good because of this reason. Sean, at the end of the day, is just a boxer that moves forward, and it's kind of hard to explain why he's so good, but I just think he's really good because of his timing, and that is definitely from him sparring all the time. His cardio is insane because of it, too. He sees a lot of the shots coming. We saw in that Jared Cannonier fight, I was very impressed by his defense. His defense doesn't look like it should work, but it works. But it's just when you're looking at a guy like Abus Magomedov, who does have a lot of first-round finishes, you gotta worry for Sean Strickland, and at the end of the day, I think this fight is gonna go two ways. Either a decision from Sean Strickland or an early knockout from Abus Magomedov. I think each second that the fight goes, Abus Magomedov has less of a likely chance to win the fight. Sean Strickland, like I said, has amazing cardio, and honestly, with these fights, he doesn't even look like he's breathing hard at the end of them. He looks like he goes like 50 minutes. Abus Magomedov hasn't really gotten tested like that. He hasn't even gone 5 rounds. So, as you guys know, I do think that there's a big difference between going 5 rounds or 3 rounds. Not necessarily even the cardio, but just the pure pacing. Just keeping in mind, like, hey, I can't blow my energy here, Being very calm in those situations, and Sean Strickland definitely has an advantage there. He has the competition advantage. Like I said, I think the main thing that worries me about Sean Strickland is he does get hit quite often. Really only in that Nasruddin Imavov fight, but he does have good defense outside of that. So I will say he has good defense. And I think if Abus Magomedov wants to win, I think he's going to have to keep it at range, stay calm, wrestle Sean Strickland, mix it in, and explode at the right times. Like, I don't think he should be going tit for tat with Sean Strickland because that would be playing his game. But I think he should definitely stay a little bit cool, calm, and collective and select his moments where he goes a little bit more aggressive. It kind of space those out and also mix in takedowns and keep Sean Strickland guessing, because when he's guessing, we see what happens with Alex Pereira. He knocked out Sean Strickland. Yes, Alex Pereira has power, but the reason Alex Pereira knocked out Sean Strickland so fast is because he was able to bypass his defense by tricking him, using feints and tricking Sean Strickland, baiting him into opening up. Now, I don't know if Abus Magomedov is really going to be able to do that. I don't think he's technically as good as Alex Pereira by any means, so I think for the most part, Sean Strickland will have good enough takedown defense, and I think he's very underrated. I mean, like I said, it is hard to pinpoint what is so good about this guy, but I just think at the end of the day, it's just because he fights so much, he has really good timing, and he's just naturally a good fighter just because he does it so much. Now, I do think it's interesting if Sean Strickland wins because, as we know, Israel Adesanya is without an opponent in September. Now, there's a lot of back and forth. Will he be even fighting in September? Is that going to be John Jones fighting Sergey Pavlovich? At this point, I think Adesanya is going to be fighting on the card, especially since Chael Sonnen was just lying about Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. So at that point, you know, I kind of take Chael's word with less credit. So I think that Israel Adesanya will probably fight on that date, especially since we haven't got an announcement anytime soon. And my point is that if Robert Whittaker and Dricus du Plessis get into a war and can't fight in September, I really would not be surprised to see Sean Strickland step in against Israel Adesanya because Sean Strickland is a showman. We saw at that press conference a very exciting back and forth, and honestly, I would love to see that fight just for the press conference. Does Sean Strickland stand a chance against Israel Adesanya? I don't really think so. I think honestly Israel would destroy him. I think he would like 50-45, but maybe Sean could win a round. But I think Israel's just gonna leg kick him. Sean is heavy on that lead leg, and I think that's what Abus Magomedov should do. Like I said, just throw those leg kicks, mix in the wrestling, and really keep Sean Strickland guessing. And what Sean should do is definitely stay calm, survive the early rounds, and really take over in those later rounds. And I think that's what he will do. But it's a matter of, can Magomed actually finish Sean Strickland? My official prediction is I think Sean Strickland is going to win by decision. I was really torn, and at one point I was thinking about picking Abus Magomedov, especially looking back at that Nasruddin Imavov fight where Sean got hit a lot in the first round. I was a little concerned, and Abus could be really aggressive at times, and I wonder if Sean Strickland will be able to handle that. But Sean has proven to handle a lot of aggression. He handled Jared Cannonier and arguably won the fight, and Jared Cannonier is a huge power puncher. Like, he's knocked out heavyweights, light heavyweights, so he's not playing around. I think Sean Strickland's chin seems to check out. I don't think he's very chinny. Like I said, I think Alex Pereira was really just able to knock him out because he was better, because he was just able to technically set that up a little bit better than Sean Strickland could even process. And I don't think Abus Magomedov really poses that kind of threat. So for me, I got Sean Strickland. I'm gonna go by decision. Don't think he's gonna get the finish, but I think we're gonna see Magomed do pretty well in the first round. Maybe he gets a takedown, but I think from rounds 2 to 5, I think Sean Strickland is going to do well. Maybe Magomed could steal that second round, but honestly, Sean Strickland is just really good at the timing. We see him just defeat everybody despite not really even looking so good. Honestly, I'm just more disappointed about this main event. Like, come on, Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland would slap, and it would be a win-win scenario. Whoever would win that fight, I would really like to see fight Adesanya, but I think they want Whittaker to fight Adesanya because obviously that fight is going to be in Australia, so we'll see what happens, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the fight, about the main event, and honestly, I'm disappointed in these next few main events, if I'm going to be honest. We got Holly Holm versus Breno Silva. We got Tom Aspinall versus Tybura, which I like Tom Aspinall, but Marcin Tybura, like, we couldn't have gotten a Cyril Gahn in there. I know that they're going to Paris, but still, maybe even a Sergey Pavlovich. I don't know, but whatever. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 20K by the end of the year. Share this video if you guys can. I got Sean Strickland by decision. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear. If you guys give your prediction, I'll respond to it right away. Guys, thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Thanks for tuning in as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.